Oscar De La Hoya. Manny Pacquiao. Dmitry Bivol. Artur Beterbiev. Bernard Hopkins. Floyd Mayweather. Damn, nigga don't think none of them. Felix Trinidad.
Canelo Alvarez. Baby, you want baby? I know that. He says that no one he's ever fought is better than Terence Crawford. And none of the guaranteed Hall of Famers that were mentioned are better than Terence Crawford. In this video, that is what I will break down. Now, Ring interviewed Canelo Alvarez, and they had this little game, and it was remain silent until you hear a fighter better than Terence Crawford. And they went through the list. Felix Tito Trinidad, Dmitry Bivol, Oscar, I do believe, De La Hoya, Bivol, Floyd Mayweather, etc., etc. And the whole duration, Canelo zipped it. He didn't say nothing, which means he believes that Crawford is better a fighter than all these people. He also did a interview where he said Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather. Okay. My thoughts, to each his own. Everybody has their own personal opinion. I don't believe Canelo at all. Right? Like, for example, let's talk about it. Floyd Mayweather fought an undefeated version of you and dog walked you as a smaller person, right? Just hear me out. I tend to make sense, but only if you let it. So you fought at a catchweight of 152. Floyd came in like 148 or something, like pretty much a welterweight. And you outweighed him by like 15, 20 pounds, right? You were undefeated. You have since taken 2 losses on record, but you're at the back half of your career. And really, Canelo Alvarez has more losses than his record shows. Triple G, at least the first fight. Some people even say the second fight, and that is Landy Lada. You lost those fights too. But whatever, right? So Crawford getting this version of you, how does that make him better than Floyd Mayweather? That's one question. Question number 2 is, I've made several videos about it. Terence Crawford is bulking up, and he low-key looks bigger than Canelo Alvarez. So for me, my personal taste, my personal opinion, it is more impressive for me when I see somebody like a Pacquiao, a Floyd Mayweather, a Gervonta Davis, who are doing these defiant things, and they don't have to have no crazy like weight advantage. You dig? Like, everybody that Tank Davis fights is smaller than, or bigger than him. He's smaller than them. Almost everybody Pacquiao fights, you just watched him fight a younger champion in Mario Barrios and gave it a good fight. Some people, a lot of people even thought he won the fight, right? And he's 46 years old. So that is amazing to be that age, to be on a 4-year layoff, fighting someone younger and who's 6 foot tall. You're a short guy. Same thing with Floyd. They say Floyd has brittle hands. They say, you know, Floyd don't punch hard, all these things, but Floyd beat the bigger Canelo. Versus this whole Crawford fight, I told you, I'm not big on it in general. That's my personal opinion. Of course, I'll cover it. And it's so funny because some people be like, man, stop making videos. Come make me stop. How about that? I'm going to keep making whatever video I want until you make me stop making whatever content. I'm a content creator, dummy. I make content for cash, and YouTube pays oh so nice. So you stop me from making content on my channel that I want to make. Somebody had the nerve to say, you say you don't want to see the fight, stop making the videos. Come stop me. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for the day that somebody stop me on my channel making whatever content I want. I'll talk about Ninja Turtles on here if I want. And y'all won't do a thing. So there's that. But I have fans. I have a fan base. Some people want to hear my spin or my take on different things. So it is what it is. I could not like something. Like, it's like, for example, if this is how obtuse and foolish people are, right? You have me, a 15-year plus content creator, making all the money online, right? And I'm telling you my personal, honest opinion about this fight, Canelo Crawford, and I explain why I feel this way. And some people say, "Oh, stop making video about it." That, like, what part of business? That's how I know a lot of y'all don't have no business, because what part of business is that to just exclude? Like, let's say onion rings are hard to cook, but people are willing to buy them. So yeah, a restaurant might not want to go through the labor of battering the onion rings and chopping the onion rings. It might be laborious, but it's paying the bills. It's people are liking, the fans and people who like onion rings, they're happy with it. It is what it is. You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to continue talking about whatever that I want on my channel. So that's a little ego rant, because I have seen that. Oh, stop talking about the fight if you don't like the fight. But for me, like I just said, it's more impressive seeing a smaller Floyd beat a bigger Canelo. And I don't know if Canelo Crawford outcome, because the fight hasn't happened, but we do know Crawford looks nearly as big as Canelo, if not bigger. So Canelo could say, look, he looked bigger than him right there. And that was before, like, some of the more recent photos and stuff where he's bulking up. And my thing is this. I think that Canelo that's his next assignment, is his next fight. So he's trying to sell it and hype the Crawford fight. So he's saying he's better than Felix Tito Trinidad. All right, put Tito Trinidad's resume next to Crawford. Put Oscar De La Hoya's resume next to Crawford. Like, see, and this is where the Bud Buddies get mad, because I tell you Crawford is a great fighter, but how can you make certain comments and assertions when you got somebody whose resume is 100% and Crawford's resume is like down here? Because the way I think is, who knows where your career would be if you fought in those times and your resume was what De La Hoya was. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, De La Hoya fought Tito Trinidad. He fought B-Hop. He fought Floyd Mayweather. He fought Manny Pacquiao. He fought 2 fights with Shane Mosley. So if you put Crawford with all those different names that De La Hoya fought, Gotti's and all these people, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., right? 2 fights there. Who knows where his career would be? That's why I don't like to compare the past and the present, because things aren't like unilaterally the same. Things aren't like across the board, tit for tat. So I like to let the legends of yesteryear, they had their time. Let's celebrate them. Let's always like remember them and learn from them. And then let the new dudes, that's why I don't like to, this is a new Mike Tyson. Oh, this is the next Floyd Mayweather. I don't like that, because every time they say someone's the new Mike Tyson, or especially like the new Floyd Mayweather, it's like you're unproven. Floyd did this for 25 years straight, no breaks, and 50-0. So until I see the new fighter that you're comparing do what Floyd was doing, then I don't really want to hear it. So Canelo, I think he's just selling the fight with Crawford. I don't think he truly believes. And he's beefing with Oscar De La Hoya. You know, Oscar calls him a drug addict and stuff like that, said a steroid user. So he don't want to say nothing positive, but I don't care what you talking about, fishnets and all this stuff. Oscar, as a boxer, has a crazy resume and is a legend. You know what I mean? Felix Tito Trinidad. I mean, look at his resume and then look at Crawford's resume and tell me they did the same things, let alone Oscars and Floyd's and B-Hop and all this stuff like that. So, I mean, Bernard Hopkins was the underdog, and he beaten Kelly Pavlik. He beaten Tarver. So, although Crawford is nice, I think people have a recency bias, and they're just saying whatever. And, like, I don't doubt that Crawford, he probably can compete, you know, in the past generation because he has the work ethic and he has skills. But a lot of it's coulda, shoulda, woulda, and theoretically, you know, we don't really know. We did see him get rocked by Gamboa. So could you have fought a prime De La Hoya at 47 and won? You know what I mean? I don't know. So it's all just subjective. That's why I don't like it. So Canelo, the other thing that don't make sense is Canelo, he's heaping on the praise and saying basically Crawford's better than all these people, because I think this is what fighters do. If Canelo beats Crawford, he wants to make it, of course he wants to amp him up, because now to make it look like, dang, I beat Crawford and he was better, the best fighter in history. You know what I mean? So it amps up your win if you think you're going to win. But realistically, Canelo should be fighting David Benavidez, not a smaller Crawford. So I'm not giving him that pass, right? Nobody asked for this fight. I certainly didn't ask for this fight. And you're just trying to hype up a potential win. So if you beat him, then you could be like, yep, oh man, he was so great. He was amazing and da-da-da-da, right? That's what I see here. And the other thing, the final thing that doesn't make sense is you were with Tom Brady and Shaquille O'Neal trying to roast Crawford, saying you fight nobody, no one elite name. No, he was like, you have no elite people on your resume. So if you really have this high regard for Crawford as a fighter to the point where he's better than Bivol, he's better than, like, Bivol just beat Better Biev. Put Crawford in with Better Biev and tell me what happened. He's already fighting at 68. Put him at 75. You know what I mean? And if he's better than De La Hoya and B-Hop and Floyd and all that, one, his resume is not matching any of those guys. And then two, why did you belittle him saying he has no elite names if you veer him and revere him as like a fighter better than Floyd and Bivol and all these people? It doesn't even make sense. So Canelo's full of it. Y'all are full of it. And that's just the bottom line. You know what I mean? If you thought he was truly better than Floyd, Bivol, De La Hoya, Tito Trinidad, and all the other names you said, then why were you questioning his resume, saying he fights nobody? How do you know he's that good if he fights nobody? Your words. Boop. Checkmate. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new. But even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.